What's going on, my creative collective? Welcome to your new moon reading, Taurus. So this is for the new moon in Leo. There's a lot of stuff going on for this new moon and all of the different transits, but I thought what better to exemplify the energies of this than the understory, right? The understory beneath the tree canopies, everything that's going on there. It's just such a rich environment for growth, for new, but then also the regeneration, this rejuvenation, right? So this regenerative awareness. And, I feel like our creative consciousness lives just under the surface like that. So I have a great spread that I put together for this. But yeah, so there's an inhale position. So what it is that we're taking in, the exhale, what it is that we're releasing out. And then we also have on the breeze, which is basically spirit's guidance, right? I think about this as spores and things like that, traveling on the breeze across and through the understory, right? For new growth and things like that. So we'll dive in. I've already set the intention. So yeah, wait, okay. Spirit's taking me somewhere. Okay, there we go. Spirit, what messages do you have for Taurus for this new moon in Leo spread? So I have ignition and fire. That's great energy, Taurus. This is beautiful. I feel like this is definitely stepping into that energy of the new moon. So there could be something that you're starting that's new, that you're kind of, you're getting fired up about or with. This could also be inward focused energy, and alchemy and magic. Wow. Okay. So, this is great. I think this is it's like finding, there's an aspect, it's like of you that's getting unlocked during this new moon. If not an aspect of you, then certainly something that's connected to your energy or connecting to your energy. That's really interesting. My hand's itchy. Ooh, okay. Let's see where this takes us. So Spirit, what messages do you have for Taurus, please, for this Leo new moon? So we have the Four of Pentacles, the Miser. That's the inhale. So I guess just being careful with your energy, because when it's not in such a strongly charged position, that tends to be a more careful energy. And then on this, the exhale, so what it is that we're kind of releasing here and letting go, there's this friendliness and new vision. This is the 12, so Hanged Man. So yeah. And that's the Two of Cups. Interesting. Friendliness and new vision. I think there might be something that you need to have a bigger take with. Friendliness and new vision. Two of Cups and the Hanged Man. There's something to be said for going a little slower. And like the Four of Pentacles is also kind of a slow, it can be seen as like a stuck energy potentially. I mean, it is in many instances, but I'm hearing it's how you take care of yourself. So it could, whoa, okay, that's too many cards. It feels like there's just like an aspect here where, there's Two of Cups and Hanged Man. I feel like something's catching your eye, something's caught your eye. And I feel like you need to be it's like not being careful with your energy, like, oh, something's coming. It's not like that. It's just more so like tending to your energy and not blowing it, because I feel like there's something that you're going to want to put that towards. And it's not just like saving your energy for a rainy day. It's not like that either. It's like there's something that you will want to invest in, but it's going to take, like I see the Two of Cups, this friendliness energy is very cute, because the Two of Cups is like a soulmate card. So it's like friendliness, yes, but like so friendly that, like, you know what I mean? But it's just... This I'm hearing companion planting. So this could also be an aspect, Taurus, of companion planting. I can't remember which sign had that. I think it was for a creative forecast, like a monthly. Hanged Man. I think it's like, in order to offer of yourself, you have to be careful of your energy and not come from a place of fear. Because if you believe that you need to be in this place of like holding on, then it's going to change the energy of that. How do I word this? It's like, in short, there's a difference between being judicious and careful and caring, I should say, doing this from a place of self-care, as opposed to just like throwing your energy out and then being depleted and being like, where did it all go? So there's a way that you're tending to your energy differently in this energy, or that you're being called to prioritize yourself right now, Taurus. You could have Leo placements. And sharing, that is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. And that's where I feel like it's like, I'm seeing this like wildfire, but not in a way that's like, it's almost like a controlled burn. Now, we do live in a time of many wildfires, but there are areas where there are controlled burns to take care of the overgrowth, and also just to give nutrients back to the soil. And I feel like that's sort of this thing that's like guidance from spirit right now, is just to let things fall away that are meant to fall away. Because what looks like things falling away to other people, that looks like the falling away. That's what people see. But what you need to understand is that there's an element of you being in a powerful position here. You're in a powerful position because you're kind of doing this. There's like this alchemical magical process taking place within you. And what that's doing is it's making it so that something new can enter in, this Two of Cups. But you need to see this energy shift, or what's going in a different light. Let me pull more cards on this here. In these spreads, I have bridging energy across, like going from the inhale to the exhale, and then from the exhale to the guidance, right? So I wanted to get a little bit more guidance from spirit in this spread. So let's see here. So we have the Page of Wands and we have the Five of Cups. Very interesting. So it's almost like being in a beginner's mind about this being in like a learning position, like a position of taking in new information and what that means. How do we? Oh, Spirit, thank you so much. Okay, it's like it's like this learning what to give your energy and attention to and what not to, right? I mean, I experienced this on the weekend. So this past weekend, I think it was Friday last week, actually. The days blend together sometimes, but it was Friday last week where I was out at a restaurant with some friends, and some people were just being shitty about me being trans. And it's like, how much of that do you want to put your attention to, right? Like I reference it, but there's no real charge to it at this point. So it's like, you really have to decide, like, am I going to let that ruin my week, or am I going to feel it all and then let it go and put it where it needs to be, so that I'm not in this Four of Pentacles place where I'm holding back, right? So it's like some of this may feel kind of new, and this Page of Wands, it's also maybe, I feel it maybe a little bit like it's sticking up for your own energy. It's sticking up for your own energy, because that's kind of what happens. It's like boundaries, right? It's like knowing what to give your attention to and what not to is part of that. It seems so basic, but we get so caught up in the energetics of it at times. Yeah. I feel like you might be fearful that you're going to disappoint a couple people along the way as you step into your power more. And, this is a fire element, so it's not necessarily like your power as in an earth element. But I feel like you're in this creative, you're in this powerful position creatively where, it's like I'm seeing words like as they exit your mouth, like it's like they are your magic right now. Like there's things that are manifesting so quickly. It's kind of amazing, but I feel like you might disappoint some people. And I think this is where you have to see it slightly differently. You have to see these connections, and this could represent contracts as well. I mean, not typically, that tends to be more the Four of Wands, but I see this as soul contracts, in a sense, because you may worry about disappointing people. But the thing is that, like, when you go into a forest, the trees don't demand that the other trees around them adhere to a specific set of rules. They just grow together, right? If you look up on a hike, if you're out on a hike and you look up, you'll see where the tree canopy meets. And there's usually like this, there's like a pattern like that, right? Or something like that, where the you can see the sky through, where the leaves don't necessarily touch, but some of them do, right? Some of them do. And then you'll see gaps like that. But they don't ask the other trees to just not grow, right? So it's almost like adopting that mentality. It's adopting that mentality because you have so much to offer. And I think that's why the Queen of Wands is here, is that this is a time of being able to offer it, being able to offer it, being able to hold up a match to like this candle that you've held inside, or this fire that you've held inside, and taking it and then offering it outwards, right? This, a match might not seem like that's significant, this page, but there's a lot to it once it gets going. Like what a match can do is light a whole fire. It can light a huge, huge fire, but you wouldn't, if the match is small, it seems unsuspecting, right? And unassuming in a way too. So I feel like this is quite possibly, I think this is quite possibly about you trusting that what you have to offer is enough, because you may feel this Four of Pentacles where you're like, well, it doesn't feel like it's enough. It doesn't feel like it. And that would make you want to hold on to what you have tighter, because because you feel that there's a lack within you. So what you have to give is in a more scarce position. So if that's in that more scarce position, then moving backwards and taking the bigger picture and taking a step back, looking at all of that will help to ease any feelings of disappointment, because I feel like I'm hearing coming into your own. So let's take a look and see what we've got here. Let's see what we've got. Spirit, what messages do you have for my Taurus collective for this understory reading? Knight of Cups, King of Wands, Six of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot that you have to offer. There's a lot. You have so much to offer, and I don't think you realize this. I don't think you realize it. I feel like this Six of Wands is telling me that you do realize it. You do realize it in a certain extent, but it seems like it's like wishful thinking in a way. Like it seems like it's wishful thinking, and realistically, it's like your creativity, where your heart and creativity and this passion. It's like you're all heart, Taurus. You're all heart. Heart on your sleeve is like one way of looking at it. This is the Knight of Pentacles, good Lord. The Knight of Cups and the King of Wands. Like it's like the offer that I keep thinking it's an offer not coming to you, but one that you're giving to other people. Like this is a way of offering of yourself is what I'm saying. Like it's like heart on your sleeve. It's heart on your sleeve, and you might feel like you're in this sort of night energy, but the way that you're showing up is like this very directed, decisive energy of this is what I need to do to achieve X, Y, and Z thing. This is how I'm going to do it. And it's a balanced energy, because it's not just this masculine energy showing up predominantly, right? Because it's like King of Wands, Knight, and Page. It's like it's showing up with the Queen of Wands here too, right? So it's a balanced fire. It's definitely a balanced fire here. And then we have the Two of Cups and the Hanged Man. Spirit, can you clarify this for me, please? Two of Cups and the Hanged Man. Oh, that's just enough. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords, the Queen of Wands. There we go. Counterpart energy in a way, too. Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like your best laid plans are not going to compare to what fate has in store. That's really what I'm getting here. Five of Swords, you may feel like you're doubting yourself and you're kind of in your head. And I feel like you vacillate between that, because there's this aspect of like, why does the Hanged Man go into that position seeking enlightenment, right? Because there's something that they need to understand more. And I feel like this Five of Swords is indicative of a mind that knows what it knows itself, and it knows what it wants, but it feels this cup energy. It feels some misalignment with being able to achieve it or accomplish it or have it. And that's where maybe this is that disappointment energy, right? Like you doubt yourself. You're doubting yourself as either capable, that something is possible. The Queen of Wands is telling me that there's a deeply passionate outcome. Like there's an outcome that you're really passionate about. So it's focusing more on the outcome that you want, as opposed to lingering in this, like, who am I going to disappoint along the way? Well, I don't know if you know this, but your worst critics, check your bank account. When's the last bill that they paid for you? Seriously, I had to start doing this a lot. Like and that's not to say that that's exclusive to money, because we don't want to tie it to that. But it's just like, who does that? You do that. You take care of you, right? You take care of you. If I relied on those, people at the restaurant on that Friday to define me, I would, sure, I was a little hesitant. I was like, oh, like, am I, masculine enough for whatever? And then what does that even mean at the end of the day? But then it's just like, I started doubting those things, but then I pulled I pulled it all back, and I thought, you know what, this I don't need. And it just was unnecessary. And it taught me more about how those things I had internalized some messages, right? So that was helpful, but you can't carry them with you because they define you to the extent that you let them define you, right? So it's like your best laid plans here. It's almost like, let the universe work a little magic too. Like, there's stuff that you can't plan for, you can't anticipate. And I think it's going to be really, I feel like it's going to kind of blow you away a little bit, Taurus. This energy is very interesting to me. So we have the Queen of Wands clarified by the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's going to blow you away. And then we also have, the Emperor, the Five of Cups, and then the Devil. Yeah, this is almost like the devil right? The devil Better to stay disappointed, because how dare you hope, right? How dare you hope, which is ridiculous. But the Emperor, this Aries energy is here to say, remember what matters. Remember that you are important. Remember that you matter. The extent to which you do, the extent to which your desires and dreams matter. Because I feel like that's kind of what is trying to come to fruition here. That's kind of what's trying to come to fruition. And I feel like the Page of Pentacles here, it could be someone coming in. But it could also just be the start of something new, but on the smaller side. Like, it doesn't have to be like kicking down the door, right? It can just be something that's new and fresh for you. And I get the impression that that's really starting to come together, but you got to prioritize you. There's so much fire here, Taurus. There's so much fire. You have to know yourself well enough to be able to disappoint people well, right? We can disappoint people in an unfair way. We can disappoint people in so many different aspects. But when you're true to yourself, are you actually disappointing people, or are you just being true to yourself? Like that you can't really disappoint people in that energy, because the people who are meant to be in your life and around you are the ones who will not be disappointed by choices you make, because they want what's best for you. I mean, they might feel disappointed. There's no guarantees, but the people in my life are not ones who, like, it's really difficult for them to feel truly disappointed if it's something that lights me up and is good for me and all of those things, right? So it's just staying connected to that thought and remembering that through this process. But yeah, that is your reading, Taurus. So if this resonated, give it a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you on the channel if you're not already. There are other ways you can connect with me as well, so do check that out. But my darling Taurians, if this is where we part, I hope that wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum, morning, afternoon, or night, that it finds you very, very well, my lovelies. Take care.